Alright, this is Kudzu's recording services. We're on the second floor right now. We have everything mic'd up downstairs so live performances can be recorded in very, very high quality with that can be processed later with professional processing. Anything you could ask for. Not a lot of places have this kind of setup to deal with live performances. We can send the line out from down here to the speakers downstairs so that we can very closely tailor exactly what we need up here and make it sound incredible downstairs, because anybody that's played in here or has been in here while the right artist is in here playing knows that downstairs you have a pretty amazing room. It's a small room for intimate live shows. Most people don't know what's going on the second floor. When we first set this up, everything was jammed into this room. Well, now this is just the room for the drums. We have these mic'd up on a normal basis, which once again runs straight out to here. Provides for good isolation, because if we need, we got the mattresses right here. Slide one of them in front of this door. If somebody's in this room, we slide the other one right here. This is perfect for obviously guitar. We have almost anything you can need. I mean, we even have a talk box right there, which is where this comes in, because that feeds the channel into that. The sound comes screaming up the tube and recorded into the microphone that would be set right there. And we got whatever amps you need, pedals. Yeah, that's a tube amp right there. I don't need to uncover it. It's a crate. So all you do is slide everything up and slide this mattress in front of the door, and someone could be standing out there while everything's being mic'd in here and have perfect isolation, or someone can sit in here and record. We've done it a couple different ways, all producing different kinds of sounds. It just depends on what you need. But here is where the real kicker comes in. It's this. Not this right here. I almost thought that was it. This guy right here. That's our snake. Scared the wise at first when we were talking about a snake being upstairs. Took them a minute to kind of realize what we were talking about. So we got a 50-foot snake that runs from, well, it depends on how you look at it. It either runs from here to downstairs. It's upstairs right now. Or from, most importantly, from downstairs to up here. All we do is line that straight downstairs. Oh yeah, Kudzu is currently closed right now, so everything's nice and dark. But yes, down here, the bottom of the stairwell, you have to the left where the bands play. So there's not much to say. It's very easily done. It takes a little bit of specialty to kind of understand what is going to cause interference and whatnot. It takes a little bit of know-how of more than just myself on knowing how to deal with every little thing that comes up in terms of noise problems, noise issues, acoustics. This is not me just doing this up here. Very much not so. It would be in dangerous trouble if that was the case. I'm pretty much just a singer-songwriter, just like a lot of other folks. I just happened to build up some decent recording equipment and saw a good opportunity, and the owner of Kudzu's was more than than accommodating, to say the least, considering he's involved in a lot of this recording here too. But it was pretty obvious with getting that snake that it was just too easy and just too perfect to pass that up and not start taking advantage of trying to record artists that come here. It'll be different scenarios that will call for different things. I'll make another quick video downstairs if there are folks from out of town that aren't familiar with Memphis. It can seem a little gritty. It's not the cleanest thing up here. It was a lot worse when the new owner first got hold of it. But it's constantly being upgraded, slowly but surely. And with the blessing of the owner, we've set this up. And anybody that wants to that has already set up a show in here or is interested in setting up a show, you know, obviously not just anybody can come play a show here. You know, that has to be set up in a different avenue, but we can also set up recording the live performance. But beyond that, you can, without worrying about playing here, you can either start recording in here. If you want to use the downstairs room, you obviously have to come in. I'm in here on Sunday afternoon. You come in here and you can use the acoustics for the main floor, or really any time you can still do the normal hourly rate and come up here and use this perfect environment already. We were already starting to record up here without even thinking about the downstairs, because this spot was just too perfect. So where we ended up setting the computer, you know, we were using this room to stick horns and whatnot, and it, you know, worked out pretty well. You have to, if you're recording horns, you have to kind of be very careful about having glass, not for the glass's sake necessarily, but also for it kind of can produce a sound with very high-pitched instruments and loud instruments that you can't necessarily take away. You can add a lot of things afterwards, but certain sounds you can't take away. That's where the isolation can come in handy. But some people don't need to worry about the isolation and doing overdubs over and over and over again, even though that's doable and normal. Some people need to be able to capture that live feeling, which is where we come in. We're able to record high quality live performances, and we can go back and tailor it afterwards if we need to. But really, a lot of it will just be EQ tweaking and compression and a little bit of limiting if necessary. But we have all the available tools, and we're never afraid to call upon other people that know more than we do. Which there's a tremendous amount of information we don't know. Which is, there's a loose affiliation of folks that can step in here and handle this recording. There's always extra hands around, which is key. Especially anybody who's dealt with home recording knows that that can be the case. Just needing that extra set of hands trying to run from hitting record if you don't have a foot switch to wherever. If it were me, you know, I'd be needing to run over here and grab a guitar. Can be a pain in the butt sometimes. But with extra hands, it's no longer an issue. Plus, it's good to have other ears listening to what you're doing. And something you lose in a home recording studio is that live feel, that vibe. It can just be zapped out of everything that you're doing, and you really, really don't want that, because nothing else matters if you don't have a good vibe. So that's what we're making sure we can capture here. Pretty much sums it up. This equipment right here tries to capture the good vibes of all that goes on around it. So contact us if you need to. There should be a number or an email address tagged along somewhere in here. I'm not putting it in the video, but it should be easily accessible. My name is Ian. The new owner of Kudzu, his name is Jerry. I'll leave out his last name for now, even though it really doesn't matter. As soon as he bought the place, he was published in the Commercial Appeal. So anybody from Memphis or out of town looking to come and record in Memphis, great spot, one of the best smelling spots in Memphis, which sounds odd, but right out the window here, I know I just keep on going and going and going. Friends watching this are just going to be rolling their eyes about now, you know. It's an interesting spot right here. We're sandwiched in between Sun Studios, which is just, if you keep on going down the street that way, just a block up, you got Sun Studio, but right over that way you've got the Wonder Bread Factory, which makes it one of the best smelling spots in Memphis. Then Redbird Stadium just across there. Really an interesting spot here. You can see for lease signs right there. There's been some talk of some interesting things that are going to go across the street possibly. There's been investment on that end of the street and investment on the other end, and it's slowly worked its way down, and Kudzu has been smacked right here in the middle. So now this building across the street has had some major renovations done to it. This is a prime spot to catch the vibe of Sun Studios. You know, they might be mad. Who are they talking about? They have nothing to do with us. We have nothing as of right now to do with Sun Studio. except for the fact that we play live good rock and roll, blues, country, jazz, rap. As odd as that sounds, I mean, that's all Memphis. You try to block some of it out of your ears, but it's everywhere. And there's kinds of music that the owner doesn't like that I'm deeply involved in. He is involved in other musical projects that I'm not too keen on. But that's actually kind of why we work well together, is because we know that there's those other avenues that we can be involved in terms of the whole scope of music. So we have our minds open. It's a fresh opportunity, cheap hourly rates. Come talk to us. Come stop into the bar. Or there should be another video here sort of showing the bar. Martin is a staple here, not just in Memphis, in this area. Everybody seems to know him, yet you kind of gotta wait a second to make sure he remembers who you are. But he summed it up nicely last night. He said, what did he say? That's right. I came down after playing in here for a little while. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning, and what he explained is people coming in here during the day and night can see two completely different places. During the day, this is a restaurant with a little bar in it, but during the nighttime, it's a bar that happens to have a little restaurant in it. And that sounds strange, but when you come in here, you kind of understand. It's a small spot. It's a little dive bar, but where dive bars are plenty in Memphis, Kudzu's has an interesting layout, a basement, good acoustics. Talent walks through here constantly. You got to beat it away with a stick. So we're just trying to capture it. Give us a shout. Take it easy.